From Plant Lab in Austin, Texas, this is Stacker.News Live! Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Stacker.News Live with Keyan. How's your week?
I'm great. My week is good. Not as good as yours, apparently, but...
This is going to be an off-the-rails Stacker.News Live.
I took a shower today.
Look at the cameras all janked up. We're everywhere today.
Oh, yeah.
Doing it live. This is what the Stackers want. How was your week?
It was good. Yeah, I think it was pretty good. It's been busy outside, but I don't spend a lot of time out there, so...
Yeah. It was cool. I just met Clark Moody for the first time.
I heard that.
Yeah. It's really nice. I told him about my prayers app. And I'm building my watch app.
Is he going to invest?
No. No, I just tell him that I was coding. He asked me what I was coding on my codex.
Did you tell him to add the link to his dashboard?
Oh, that could probably be cool, but I don't know if that would work, but inside the same
Do you have
app.
a name for it yet?
He should make like a dashboard for the watch, though. That'd be cool. Like a dashboard watch thing.
Yeah Clark Moody.
Clark Moody watch. It just
Moody
sounds,
watch.
yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
that was right before the show. But yeah, it's been a crazy week. Dude, I'm so tired, but now it's just energy and vibes that are getting me through the rest of it.
Yeah, I heard you guys were partying
Yeah.
pretty hard last night.
We had some people with claw. Were they?
White claws, open
No,
claws?
they had they were throwing an open claw party upstairs, and then we were at the Omni drinking, and then these guys came up to us like wanting to fight us. I don't know. It was weird, dude.
Want to invite you.
I mean, what do you think? What was it, Tomer?
They were drunk.
They were drunk. Okay, they just looked at us
Enough
and
said.
they were like, "You look like AI people."
And they
But they had like a whole open claw thing on their head. It was weird, dude.
They had an open claw hat?
Those guys.
Yeah, those guys. Yeah.
No, they weren't drunk. They were just old and angry.
Yeah, they were just
Probably
old.
angry about being old.
Yeah, Odin.
Angry about open claw.
Angry about something. I don't know. They needed some beers.
They were enthusiastic about it.
Oh, I see.
I think they were angry that we weren't as enthusiastic as they were.
I mean, they were wearing a hat, dude. They were wearing a hat. I don't know how. There's no way I'm gonna wear a stupid open claw hat.
It's like Mickey Mouse ears. But
Yeah, it was like Mickey Mouse ears.
Oh, was it a lobster claw hat?
Yeah, they had, but there was two different kinds. There's like the
That's cool,
springy one,
actually.
and there was like the
It's
actual
like they
thing.
made it at home and they brought it.
No, it looked like they. Oh, really?
Yeah, because they both had different hats. Did you see the second one?
No.
Like the lobster one looked like a lobster was actually
Oh.
swallowing his head.
Dude, it's kind of weird, man. Like this year, like there's definitely a riff of open claw fanatics and just regular AI people. I'm noticing it. Not a rift, but there's a clear delineation, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that like 2 weeks ago, but I definitely see a clear. There's a movement happening with open claw, and then there's just the regular AI movement that's happening, and I don't think those two things intersect.
Well, they should.
They should.
So I imagine they will.
But after last night, it almost seemed like they were like, I'm better than you because I have open claw.
Well, I wonder why.
I don't know.
I would love to hear the reasons why they think open claw.
It was
is
weird. It was a weird thing. We were just like
unique or something.
drinking. Anyways, we'll talk about all that stuff. We're going to cover a lot of things today. If you've never seen this crazy show, it's called Stacker.News. Well, let me go to YouTube real quick. It's called Stacker.News Live. If you go to the search and you type in Stacker, and you type in N, boom, it's the first thing that comes up, baby. How do you like them apples?
Those aren't apples.
How do you like them search bars? We have 707 videos. Excuse me. We have all sorts of things.
Do we keep losing subscribers?
Dude, people keep subscribing to this stupid show. I don't understand what's going on. Stop subscribing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like it went from 6:01 and now it's 6:30.
Do you think we can tell YouTube to remove the button?
And there used to be no one watching. Now there's 5 people actually watching this, which is why would they watch me just?
Maybe it's like all the open claws in the office. Like
And look, as you can tell, all the recording
they're
stuff has
pretending
gotten
to
worse
be
over
there.
time.
We're like botting ourselves.
Like it's pretty bad. It's almost like, yeah. Hey, we'll get there, Stackers. We got Ovi in the house. Ovi, representing that Plug Lab shirt today. I love to see it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I was
man.
looking for the Wi-Fi password.
Oh, you're looking for the Wi-Fi password? Well, I can't say it on air. Can you? You're in Slack though, aren't you? Yeah, you should be in there. Just type in Wi-Fi password. Can you give him the Wi-Fi password, Tofu? Yeah, sorry, Stackers. I'm running a hackerspace at the same time.
Yeah, this is
This is
all the
everyday
pain
life.
of running a hackerspace.
What was I gonna say? But yeah, if you've never seen this great show, check out what Wumble does. He does picks every week, and apparently the burger one's not taking off. No one cares about McDonald's. The one that was surprising I saw this week was the BIP one. 42 people tuned in to see that.
Oh yeah, I think we got called spam.
We're gonna cover it in comments. I saw that.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta tease them out. We'll talk about that at the end of the show. All right, let's jump into the top 3 stories this week on Stacker.News Live. This is Keyan, book review. Everybody Loves Our Dollars by Oliver Burrell from Den. 15 comments, 14,000 sats. Keyan, what's this?
Yeah, so Den read this guy's book, and this guy is like, kind of it seems like a traditional finance journalist type guy, and he blames, he kind of blames like a lack of effective anti-money laundering schemes or systems or whatever for much of the bad things that happen in the world. Because he does the math of like criminals use money, and so if we stop the money of the criminals, then we stop the crime, and the criminals aren't profitable. That's kind of the anti-money laundering math, and through the in his book he basically describes all the failings of money laundering and why it's kind of systemically flawed. But instead of coming to the conclusion that maybe the problem isn't the money in the money system, he comes to the conclusion that we should actually just make these anti-money laundering just much better, or somehow fix it by introducing more government stuff into banks, or make it better, make anti-money laundering better, meaning do more of it and have a wider net for it, and that might prevent the stuff. Anyway, so Den is kind of reading this as a Bitcoiner and processes it for us and explains it so that we don't have to read it, which we probably wouldn't.
Cool.
And yeah, I thought it was cool. I might pick up a book like this because I'm curious. I'm generally curious about how money laundering works because I have no idea, and we hear about it all the time. And supposedly all the KYC and stuff that we all hate is in service of preventing this kind of stuff. So,
Got the top comment this week from, let's see, who is it from? Scoresby. He said, let me see here. He said, oh, wow. He said, GD on fire is what that is. Preach, sir, preach. Dan said, pretty well put now. Did I look at it again in your comment? Thanks. And then Scoresby shared his tweet. Yeah. Cool stuff. Let's jump into the next one. Number 2 top story this week is Invitation to Monkfest, the new Freedom Territory. This is from Cypher. 3 comments, 15,000 sats. Keyan, what's this?
yeah, so Cypher Monk House, I think, is like a Bitcoin space, Bitcoin freedom tech space in London.
Oh, cool.
And I guess they're throwing an event coming up on the 21st and the 22nd. It's sponsored by Angor, which is like I think possibly a spinoff from Geyser. That's that's on Nostr and uses time lock contracts to gate donations to whoever's fundraising and the fund. Anyway, that's the sponsors though, and Yakahone is also a sponsor, which is a Nostr client. It looks like your typical fair. It looks like they're doing workshops and
Pizza.
General kind of socializing. They have a pitch contest awarding 1.7 million sats among the participants. Lots of speakers. See, we have MetaMic from Geyser there. Some of these Cypher Monk people.
That's cool.
I guess regulars there.
Man, dude, I would love to go to that because there's always this, or at least my understanding of London, which I don't know, but there's always this underground music DJ vibe I always get from the UK and London, because I always listen to it when I'm working, and it's all the good DJs and how do you say I don't know.
Something about overcast weather, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just really good music that comes out of London.
music.
And this kind of reminds me of that, like the, you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm not explaining myself.
I think I get what I mean. I hear the words you're saying.
Okay, yeah.
I can make sense of them. But.
This is cool. Wow.
Yeah, I wish they had more pictures of the space and like events and stuff. You can kind of browse. You can kind of find them if you dig a little bit from on like Nostr for the pictures. But
yeah, if you're in London, go out there and
Looks like
support
awesome.
your local Cypher Monk hub.
yeah,
They
go
probably
to
need
the-
some volunteers to help out, so
go to
reach
the
out.
conference.
Cool thing. Love to see it. They even have a trailer. Should we play it? Will we get? Oh, there he goes. That's cool.
You
Oh wow.
more toxic.
Whoa, that's cool. Oh wow. Oh, that's a good vibe. We love to see it. Yeah, it's just cool people getting together and making cool shit. Love it. Cool stuff. We're gonna jump into the number one story this week. It's the other Bitcoin mystery. Where's Fried Cat? This is from Siggy47. 37 comments, 41K sats. Wow. Keyan, what's this?
Yeah, I had not heard of Fried Cat, but I guess Fried Cat was one of the early ASICs manufacturers. I think possibly the first. I read this a few weeks ago, or not a few days ago, so I might be a little bit rusty on my recollection of it. He, Chinese born, did some kind of sort of joint exchange thing. He went to the university, had a joint exchange thing with Yale. There he met his future wife and future business partner, got into Bitcoin, got into Austrian economics and that kind of stuff around the same time. He then dropped out of university and moved back to China, to Shenzhen, where it's like now the technology center of where all this technology stuff gets manufactured now. But they moved there to start ASIC Miner, which produced ASICs. I think their original plan was, rather than to sell these ASICs to other people for them to mine, they were going to mine them themselves. They're going to mine Bitcoin themselves with them. They're manufacture and mine it and not resell the underlying hardware. And I guess it was really successful. I think it's also considered the first ICO ever. There was something called what was it called? The Bitcoin Stock Exchange, Global Bitcoin Stock Exchange. There's an old Bitcoin talk poster. You can look into that.
So did he invent the thing here? Did he invent this, Keyan?
He didn't invent the ASIC, but that is a device that they ended up producing.
That's
which
awesome.
you can still buy on eBay.
Yeah, I've seen those. Topher, don't you have these right here?
What?
Don't you have one of those?
The ASIC miner
The
block.
USB ones?
The USB miner.
These right here?
The cute little baby ones?
Don't you have those?
Circa
but they're
2012.
the nerd miners.
But you have
wow.
you have a modern version that can actually still mine, sort of. You can at least water.
In kilohash.
But it tells you like
I
it has like
wonder
a
what these
module
are.
and it tells you exactly how much sats it is, right? That's
It
mine.
has a screen and everything.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, so he produced. So eventually they produced those. I think a year or two in to the founding of ASIC Miner, they produced those. I guess also one of the early investors in ASIC Miner was the future Wu Jihan, the future founder
Hey,
of
Ovi, can you grab me a beer? Sorry,
Bitmain.
sorry, Keyan.
Oh, it's okay.
I'm on a roll.
I'm used to doing this podcast
Hey, this
alone.
is like, dude, I've been working so hard since November for 1 week, and it's good
Yeah,
finally.
I've been on vacation.
Oh, you have it.
So this is a different one.
Let me see. Can you show the camera? That's the one that Topher has.
Plug it in. It just lights up when you plug it
I don't have a USB-C. Do you
in.
have a
Oh,
USB?
you have a MacBook.
Yeah.
Sucker.
But that's it right there. And then it has that. You can see that. That's cool. Is that the same people?
From the
Keyan?
V4 times of USB-A.
Do you use them, Topher, or no?
I use one. Yeah, because it's fun to look at. It gives you like the block height, the time, all that stuff.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You can plug it
I
into
think we're
that thing
supposed
right
to-
there.
Even
There's-
on your MacBooks, it's like, is USB-A dead now?
I think so, yeah. Its
Yeah.
time has passed.
Yeah.
But it's useful for historical reasons.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what happened with him? He just kept. Oh, thanks, Obi.
Tip your server.
I can tip you in sats later. Did that power cord work for you or no? It didn't? Okay. We should have some more in the other one, in that little bin over there. Okay, sorry, Keyan.
Is there anything else you'd like to do, or
No,
would you
I'm
like
good.
to,
I'm good.
Would you like to
Hey, the Stackers love this. The Stackers love
do
seeing
some
this
meat,
stuff.
maybe?
We can do some meat. Some pastor?
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, one of the early investors in ASIC Miner was the future founder, Wu Jihan, the future founder of Bitmain.
Are you talking about Wu, the main guy?
Yeah, the
Oh,
guy,
wow.
like the biggest ASIC manufacturer now. He was like
Whatever happened to him? I always remember hearing about him in like 2017, 2018.
I mean, I presume he's still
He's
out
still
there,
around,
still
yeah.
still running that company. I don't really know.
Because
too
he
much.
was with this whole soft fork when that happened, wasn't he? My recollection is off.
I think he
Did
might have
Siggy
been
talk about
on the Bitcoin Cash side.
Yeah, he was on the Bitcoin Cash.
I don't think
if
it
remember.
matters though, because maybe it affected his bags, maybe the company's treasury. But as far as I know, they're still the largest producer of ASICs.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe that company forked as a result. I don't really know. Maybe that'll be a future post for Siggy to cover. Anyway, while ASIC Miner did really well at first, eventually it ran into issues, I think, with their third generation chip. And from that point forward, he really never, the company really never recovered. And the way Siggy tells the story, shortly after Fried Cat, which is great name, made a deal with someone to do sort of like shadow mining in a food refrigerator, kind of remotely with cheap energy prices. Shortly after that, he disappeared. And there's some suspicion that the arrangement, the partnership went south. Well, it did go south, and then it went so south, possibly with mafia affiliations, that he was like killed, or felt so bad about the outcome of that partnership that he ended up disappearing himself and like leaving the country.
Gosh.
But no one really knows, and it's like a Marcia Perceau story. I think that's what interests Siggy, is that we have this Bitcoiner who did all these important things and then vanishes.
Dude, I feel like somebody should make a book. Maybe Siggy, you can make a book, and then just call it The Real Ones. And it's just like has people like this that no one ever talked about, but did a tremendous amount of work for Bitcoin.
I think people have talked quite a bit about Marcia Perceau. I think Fried Cat is totally unknown to me.
I never heard of him either.
Assume early Bitcoiners are familiar with him, but
That would be cool to have a book that talks about stuff like that.
clearly these devices were very popular. I guess at one point I think they had 42% of all hash rate on the network. Like, that's how early it was.
You had the number one comment. It said disappearing completely is such an uncommon thing. Almost always think it's murder, suicide. Then again, we're dealing with uncommon people. What do you say that for?
Yeah, because I don't. That's like one of the possible ways that he vanished was him like choosing to leave the country and like not using that identity really again, and that just seems kind of uncommon. I don't know if anyone has done that before.
I feel like I've known at least two people, we won't mention any names, that have just like disappeared, and then when we ask about them, they're like, "Oh, I don't know where they are."
Oh, I don't know anyone like that, but
I
maybe
feel like there's been not tons. There's at least two Bitcoiners I can think of where you just don't hear about them anymore.
Yeah, but I think like those aren't Bitcoiners that like the news media pursues and people try to figure out where they are. I'm sure if they did, they could figure out where they are. They can't figure out where this guy is.
Yeah.
In which case it seems
You got it
more-
running, Topher?
Yeah.
Oh, Topher has it running. You should be able to bring that cord if you want.
Well,
Or yeah, you can plug it in here, can't you?
oh yeah,
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
plug it in there.
Let's see. Does that power still?
Let's see it come alive.
Let's see if it shows you. You want to show the camera? Or just tilt the camera? There it goes. Sorry. We're trying to show like a thing here. Oh, there it goes. Cool. Boom. Isn't that cool?
Oh, that looks really weird.
Dude, that looks sick.
But yeah, it's not connected to a mining pool, but it has all these stats on it. So it tells you how it's doing, what the block height is, how much hash you've mined.
There you go. That's good. That's good enough. Stackers are used to this kind of production quality. Hey, Car's having an off week.
Well, yeah, this is how we can really get them to unsubscribe, which is our goal after all.
Cool story, man. I love it. I want to see more of this. The real one. Somebody make that book. We're going to jump into the AI stuff this week. Keyan, Meta acquired Moltbook, the AI agent that went viral because of fake posts. Did you hear about this?
I did see it on Stacker.News. Yeah.
What did you think?
I thought.
Do you think Zuck is doing scorched earth approach again? This time to OpenClaw, where he's just going to release this all for free?
Do I think he's going to release it?
You think he's going to release everything for free, like he did with? Well, didn't he do that last time with his what was it called? What's the name of his LLM?
What?
Llama?
Facebook Llama.
Oh, Llama. Yeah.
Oh,
What do you think's going to happen to you?
what do I think is going to happen after he acquired this? I don't know. It's probably like an acqui-hire. Maybe he thinks the guy is on to something, and maybe he thinks the guy has particular insight to lead some kind of.
I mean, you did
Facebook.
say like 2 or 3 weeks ago, make stuff agent wants or agents. What'd you say?
Bots want. I said bots want. I've been seeing other people who are actually famous and respected say similar things a few weeks since then, and that I agree with that. I think the internet is going to be crawling with them, and I don't know if I don't think they're going to want these social spaces that are like human readable, but I suspect they will want their own like coordination points on the internet.
Apparently this went viral.
So maybe that's what Zuck is interested in. I don't know what. I would guess he talked to the founder of Moltbook, found his point of view interesting. It's likely that it wasn't a total fluke that he created Moltbook and it became a success. He probably had, some motivation or insight around it, and Zuck acquired that insight.
Yeah. It feels like it's really, we were talking about it last night at the Omni, like, I feel like there's just not there's not a lot, we'll get into it more, but like, I feel like with Albie, what they're doing with their stuff, and that gets you so far, but I don't think everybody's caught up to allow like an agent to have Lightning and then go achieve a task like buying plane tickets or something. We were talking about that last night. I feel like we're a little bit far away from all that, but it's good to see people like him, Zuck, like try to at least make that future happen where you could, in theory, just have these bots go out and do things for humans. Yeah. Interesting. Anyway, I want to bring that up because I thought it was a fascinating thing. We got one from Optimism. He said, so does that mean I have to spend less sats on endless downs apps now? Maybe I should build a default comment that redirects bots there. What do you think, Keyan? Does Optimism need to do that?
What'd you say? You whispered.
Does Optimism need to do that? His thing that he said
I think
here?
he was kind of kidding around.
Okay. There you go. We're going to jump into Wumble's Picks, the number one thing that people tune into outside of the top Cowboys every week. That's Wumble's Picks. This week on Wumble's Picks, Wumble wants us to cover this. How would you unwind the Social Security pension time bomb? Keyan, I go to you. It's a simple task.
You have to forgive me. I spent quite a bit of time on the cryptography post we'll sort of be discussing. But how would I unwind it? I would, how do we stop it from happening? I don't really know. I don't think, other than just telling young people they'll be losers and not get the money they paid in, and then stopping, maybe perhaps unrolling it by stopping collection kind of progressively. As younger and younger people contribute less and less, knowing that they won't get it at the end, or I don't know the solution to it. It just seems like the government made a promise that they're not going to keep. I don't think there's a way that the government can keep that promise. I don't think there's anything I can proposed that allows the government to keep that promise. And so I think they just have to break the promise.
So Wumble asked 2 questions. It said, what option would you suggest for Social Security?
What option would I suggest?
For Social Security.
From a government's perspective, or from like a human being trying to secure?
He really didn't clarify.
Social.
He just said, what option would you suggest for Social Security?
Okay. If you were doing it for yourself, I'd recommend. I personally would recommend saving your money in Bitcoin. Putting some percentage of your income into it so that you have a nest egg when you come of age. If you are somewhat skeptical on Bitcoin, diversifying into something else would probably make sense. Saving is a solution to what to do in the future when you don't have income, or the future is uncertain. So that's what I would recommend. Do you have an answer?
Let me reach to the next question. The next question was, what is the most realistic option the government will pick for Social Security, Keyan? I feel like he's trolling you with this one.
I don't think he is. I think I would have, if I would have spent more time looking at the comments and stuff. I'm sure Stackers have some good suggestions for this. I would guess they just keep lying to people and keep the train rolling as long as they can until it actually implodes, and there's no other choice but for them to break the promise in a brutal, disappointing way. That's what governments tend to do, and I suspect this Social Security won't be much different. Maybe AGI will save them. I don't like that's.
And Gentic Zaps. I don't know the answers to these, Wumble. I'm sorry. I'm not an economist or a politician. But I will tell you what Carr would do. Carr would find a way to make it happen for the people that are of a certain age, to make sure they spend those years of their lives in a happy place, and whatever that may be, with their family, in their own homes, a nursing home, all these different things. That's what I would suggest. How do you make that happen? I don't know, but we need to make sure that we take care of the elder. That's definitely a real thing that we should be doing. So it has to be fixed. Vote for me, 2026. I'm just kidding. Anyways, good one. That's from Wumble's Picks. Wumble's Picks. Yeah. We're going to jump into Keyan's post this week. It's Bitcoin devs should be learning isogeny cryptography. Keyan? What's this?
Oh, yeah. So Conduition shared this post.
How do you say that ISO thing?
What?
How do you say that this word?
Isogeny?
Oh, okay.
I think is how I would say.
How do you use that in a sentence?
I'll use it in a sentence. Bitcoin devs should be learning isogeny cryptography.
I was going to be like, oh, she's so isogeny. No, it's not.
Yeah, I don't think it's like a term that's fairly well scoped to pure math.
I guess it's like a surjective morphism of algebraic groups within a finite kernel. So it's like quantum.
No, it's not like quantum.
That's why that'll get people to unsubscribe.
Yeah, do you want to explain
Just
this
mention
post
the
more?
word. Just mention the word quantum with this thing. Oh man, I'm gonna get some heated comments now. I can already feel it. I can feel it. Carr, how dare you say this is quantum? I'm literally just joking around. All right, Keyan, go for it.
Yeah, so Conduition introduces us to isogenic, maybe they call it isogenic, but isogenic cryptography, which is because it's thought to be post-quantum, or at least there aren't algorithms that are, it might even be provably post-quantum, I don't know. And it also maps onto Bitcoin fairly well, as they demonstrate later down how it might work. But in summary, it takes what you have is your public key is itself an elliptic curve, and your private key is a mapping from like a generator elliptic curve to that public key like elliptic curve. So currently your public key is a point, and you use a generator point, or your public key is a point, and your private key
goes from that generator point to that public key. And this is kind of similar, like it has like a similar shape, but it takes an elliptic curve and the private key maps it to another elliptic curve. And you can't go backwards. It's like one way, like how existing cryptography or how we expect public key cryptography to work. What else do I want to say about this?
Sounds interesting.
It's definitely interesting. Yeah, I don't. So if it is like quantum resistant, it suggests that we might be able to move to it in the future for Bitcoin because its representation is compact. The signatures are like well sized, and so is the elliptic curve representation, which is represented by this kernel of points, I guess, that allows you to describe an elliptic curve in a compact way. Yeah, here's the sizes that you get from them. They're fairly compact. And they go into, it's like a great background, I think, on it. Like I felt, even though I'm not a cryptographer, I'm not super familiar with most of this, I felt like I was grokking the significance of this. And I loved how familiar a lot of it was, given that it is still using elliptic curves. It's just like, it's not within an elliptic curve, it's like using it's like a system built on top of elliptic curves.
I'll say something. I think this, if you're a pleb watching this, this should humble you a little bit, because I got humbled right when I didn't know what this means. So you lost me right after this. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna. This is where, like, shout out to Vake, man. Stay in your lane. When it comes to this stuff's like really hard, and the fact that like Bitcoin devs are like looking into it, I think it just goes to show that we get some really good people on our side trying to build Bitcoin into the future. So that's what I would say. It's like sometimes this stuff is like you can't just like run through Chat. I think I told you earlier. I was like, why don't you just run it through ChatGPT and get you like a thing? And you're like, oh, you can't do that with this kind of stuff. Like you have to like read through it and like really understand it and spend some time with it.
Well, ChatGPT would be able to tell me all the words that might relate to this, and I might be able to parrot what ChatGPT says, but like understanding what is actually going on is kind of another question. Actually, this is written so well, it can't be compressed any further. There's nothing that the ChatGPT is going to be able to do to help me understand it better than reading this blog post and attempting to understand it well. But in short, the summary is that in an isogeny cryptography regime, the private key becomes these things called isogenies, which are these mappings between elliptic curves. And your public key is an elliptic curve that is built from a generator elliptic curve and then mapped to with the isogeny. And that's the rough stuff. And then there's a variety of, like, how signatures are done are kind of interesting, where you generally what you want to do with the signature is communicate to people that you have a secret without revealing that secret to them. And how you do that is how you sign things in isogeny cryptography is you provide another isogeny that isn't your private isogeny that you could only have if you had the private isogeny. Stuff like that. So you can do all the stuff that we need for cryptography in general and public key cryptography in general, but it's not vulnerable to quantum.
Yeah, good post. Check out the comments. They're there. We're gonna jump into Blood Poets Zine. It's zine time. One girl, 50 zines, all in your worlds, and your words, and your memes. Stacker.News Zine, number 50. I tried to make that rhyme, I couldn't. Looks like she made a mess on her printer. Is that what's going on there, Keyan? Can you give us some? Is that the one in the office?
What?
Is this the printer in the office?
What office?
Your office.
Oh, I don't have a scanner. That's a scanner.
Oh, okay. All right, number 50. Check it out. It's live. Oh, too many requests, man. People are hitting up GitHub, I guess. Purchase the print. Boom, right there. 3,000 sats. That's a meal deal. Keyan, you have any thoughts on this one?
Do I have thoughts on the zine that we produce every week?
On this one, this is number 50. It's a big deal.
So number 50. Yeah, so I think this is called she called it the Golden Edition. I guess for anniversaries, gold is like the theme for 50th anniversaries. This is like the 50th week anniversary, sort of, but the 50th edition anniversary because we don't, like the weeks kind of break up. That's all I really have to say about it. Otherwise, we kind of covered a lot of the posts
Okay.
that are in it.
Check it out, Stackers. That's the zine this week. And Stacker.News has zines every week. That's a big thing. We're going to jump into my post this week. So this week, Keyan, I've been busy during the rodeo. So we had the rodeo this weekend. I was humbly surprised by how many people actually showed up because a lot of the talks that we had there were really deep, really technical. Most meetups these days in Austin are like this deep, but these were like really deep. And I think for me, like I came away with so much stuff. I realized like there really is a need for in-person learning at a deep level and classroom setting. I think those are the two big takeaways. The most surprising thing, I told you this, I was really shocked by how many people knew who PlubLab was. I didn't realize a lot of people knew who PlubLab was. So that was really eye-opening, just hearing it from developers that we don't know outside of our own ecosystem. We had some really good talks, like a really sobering talk from Jordy. And he was talking about how a lot of what we're seeing right now hasn't actually been built out. We'll post a lot of these videos next week. And then we had really another awesome talk from Jonas and Satsi from Chinko Labs, who were also talking about some just like the slop that they're having to deal with, and with the pull requests on Bitcoin stuff, and it was really good. It felt like the Bitcoin day was on the second day, but the first day was like very just normal AI stuff, and we had some good talks there too. There was a guy named Colin that was there that like really talked to like the founders and the entrepreneurs in the room about how to scale your business with AI, and so it was a good day. There's a lot of people that I would have never suspected being in the room. So yeah, just want to share that. Keyan, you bought a ticket, but you didn't go.
Yeah, I was gonna go, and then I didn't know where it kind of was, and it was kind of far, and and then I released something, and then had to monitor it, and then yeah, I didn't go. So, but it's a long shot. But I wanted to go, which is a lot, which is saying a lot.
See, Stackers, this is what I deal with every week. The other thing I wanted to bring up, I'm just kidding. The other thing I wanted to bring up was Pleb TV. So we did the AI Startup Rodeo on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then on Thursday we went to Capital Factory and we launched the new version of Pleb TV, and so I shared it here, but this one we were like getting actual people that were talking about it. We had like a little table and stuff, and the guys were there with us, and dude, I was really shocked. I told you like there's a lot of things we need to fix now. Like Darren just sent me a message like all the stuff we need to fix, but I was really shocked by how many people actually want to get paid. Like they just want to get paid. The creators just want to get paid. Just get the fuck out of the way. Pay them. That's all they want. It was just shocking how many people just want something like this. Like they don't want to give 30% to Patreon. They don't want to pay $50 every month. They just want to get paid. And so it was really cool sharing this. And Nick's workshop was hooking everybody's in with this because they kept seeing the Bitcoin payments, and then they would be like, they would stop and they're like, what's this? And then we would jump in, and it was really cool, man. So we're gonna update a lot of stuff, but I want to share this with the Stackers. If you haven't gotten a membership, you probably should right now because I think it's gonna. I don't know. I was just really bullish on the fact that people who are not in our little bubble, Keyan, here in Austin, were genuinely excited about it. And then we would say, I'd be like, yeah, you can do Bitcoin too. We non-custodially, and you can get paid this way. And like, really? Like, they're like, wow, that was cool. It was just like a slight little thing. It was just like an add-on. It was just like, oh yeah, you can do Bitcoin too. And we were like sneaking it in, and so that was cool. And then the other thing, they were like, we had like a few people ask us about the word pleb. They're like, why is it called pleb? I'm like, oh yeah, and just like the common man, grassroots. So, anyways,
Bringing it back.
What do you think about this, Ken? When are you going to get your SNL?
Well, shouldn't you be getting it? That's my question to you. I don't. You keep trying to. I thought this was a. I thought we were
It's
partners.
only $199. We should have split the cost.
We can take it out of your pay if you want. I don't.
Wow.
Or our future earnings on sponsorships.
We can. We'll talk about it after the show. Stackers, be on the lookout. But you should definitely sign up because I think right now there's some people we're gonna talk to onboard them. A lot of cool ideas, dude. Like I was telling you, like getting a table at like a normie event and like being the only Bitcoin hot chick there is like an awesome place to be. Like it's just being the hot chick.
Do you feel like you're the hot chick or more like?
Didn't you feel like the hot chick in the room yesterday when we were in there?
I mean, I was the hot chick.
Yeah, Topher is always the hot chick.
Austin's a weird place.
Austin's a weird place. That's what he said.
Damn.
Anyway, so I think overall, like
We got pretty women here.
there's yeah. Anyway, I just want to share that. A lot of cool stuff coming. We're gonna do a lot of cool updates, and shout out to Darren for coming through. And even he was like shocked. He's like, "So this is a real thing?" And I was like, "Yes, dude. I've been telling you, it's a real thing." Anyways, so I want to share that because I thought that was cool. But overall, man, it was a really good week. Really good week in Austin for Bitcoin. Yeah. Topher, you got any thoughts?
What, on Pleb TV?
Just everything for the week.
Yeah, it has been a good week.
Here, give him the mic. There you go.
We talking about South by in general?
Just Bitcoin and South by. I feel like I was telling Teresa earlier, I was like, we had Bitcoin on 6th Street, we had Bitcoin on the East Side, we had Bitcoin at Capital Factory. Like next year we'll probably have Bitcoin up north. Like it's gonna be Bitcoin's blanketing the city now, which is kind of cool, man.
Yeah.
That's how
we're spreading our seed.
Yeah.
We're like an invasive species now.
Yeah. It's kind of cool.
Price is up. Vibes are high. Yeah. There's a lot of tech people moving to Austin. Austin's, like, the tech scene here is growing.
The South by scene's way more. There's way more people this year than there ever been for South by, right? In the past 3 years, I would say.
I don't know. So I haven't ventured out as much as I did the previous years. Mm-hmm. But it's weird because, like, they tore down the convention center.
Yeah.
So we don't have that. But they also have all these, like, new pop-ups. Like, did you see the pop-up on 5th Street where they shut down part of 5th Street and they just put up all these weird, like, burger stands and weird things over there that you can go to?
They haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah, like, normally they don't do that for South by.
Dude, they used to do that. They used to have, like, pop-ups for, like, bands to play in the middle of the street. Like, good bands playing.
Yeah, for the, what is it called? It was an Acorn Festival or something? Yeah. I forget what it's called.
Pecan Festival.
Yeah. Oh, Pecan Festival. Yeah, one of the nuts. But, yeah, they would do that, but not really for South by.
Yeah.
But this year
it feels back.
It's very
back,
different.
Baby.
Yeah. Traffic's horrifying. But, but it's a lot of fun. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of fun stuff going on when you're on foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's cool. Yeah. And then the Capital Factory's got, like, it seems like they've absorbed a lot of the stuff that was happening at the convention center.
Yeah, they did, right? Because I saw a lot of people with South by badges over there.
Yeah. Yeah, they're crawling all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Where is the conference center?
It's kind of just spread out between the big hotels downtown, like Hilton and some of these other ones. But it feels bigger this year for some reason than it did last year. Can somebody grab me a beer? Oh, thank you. Anyways. It's been a good time. It's been a good time this week, guys. Stackers. It's been a good time.
Beginning.
We're gonna do some meta. Keyan, what happened to meta this week?
Yeah, we released the WYSIWYG editor finally. We've been teasing it for a while, and now you can use an editor where what you see is what you get in it,
cool.
rather than typing Markdown.
Thank you. Oh, awesome.
Bye. Later, guys. Sayonara. I guess everyone's going somewhere.
Cool. Yeah, I tried using the editor today, but I just couldn't. I feel like a lot of things already just kind of work, but I'm probably not the right person to use it. But yeah, it works. Yeah, you see it right there? I don't know if they can see
That's
it.
the Markdown part still.
Yeah,
You have to go
just
into
do
the
that.
compose. Basically, what was the preview before is now editable.
Compose. Yeah, there it goes. There. Boom. Oh. Cool stuff.
Cool stuff.
Yeah, sucks. Keep it going. We're going to jump into the comments. Or should we save that after the top Cowboys? Let's do the top Cowboys first. Just because, like, you never know. The top Cowboys this week was from... Here we go. Boom. Top Cowboys. Most popular segment in Bitcoin. Keyan. Giddy on up.
Giddy on up. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's... I don't think it's changed. At least the top 10 hasn't changed much. I would guess probably the top 20 maybe had one change in it. Is usually how it goes, but that's it. That's those are the top Cowboys.
Anything else?
That's it.
So they don't show their shooters anymore, huh?
Now, we discussed that last week. The only way you can see the other badges other than the Cowboy hat is going to someone's profile page.
Let's just go to this one. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Do you think that has solved everybody from down zapping, or? So
That wasn't the goal of that. As we discussed last week on the podcast, it was because it was cluttering up the page, having 3 badges next to everyone's name.
Yeah. So so people are down zapping or no? Is there still fighting going on?
Are people still down tapping on Stacker.News?
Like
Yes,
people
it is a feature that lots of people use on Stacker.News to express dislike of content.
Wow.
And it remains.
Does there seem to be like a certain kind of content that people hate on Stacker.News? Like,
Not as far as I can tell. I mean, it varies as much as human beings dislike information. And on Stacker.News, there are human beings and there's information, and they get to express their dislike through down zaps. And so you have a similar level of variance there.
okay. I tell you don't want to talk about it, but all right. Let's get
I've
on.
talked about
Let's
it.
get on to the next thing. We're gonna jump into the comments. There's some spicy comments this week. Somebody was commenting on the what's driving Bitcoin business and merchants. New Creation says, here before 100K again. Great review of the report, gentlemen. Thank you, New Creations. It's always good to hear people enjoy what comes out of our mouths. And then there's Ulyss Ranobro 2058. He says, spammer show. Because we were talking about BIP 110. Yeah, I feel like that one wasn't my pick or your pick. It was just in the top 3. So, if you've never watched the show before, Ulyss Ranobro 2058.
Well, I think
We cover the top 3 because we have to.
I think I was saying things that were kind of like like not super positive about at least Melvin's portrayal of BIP 110. I think it was wrong on a number of points. And I don't know. It tends to be, if you say anything bad about BIP 110 or not, you're now pro spam. You're a child pornographer.
Whoa.
You're a hosting. You want to be a hosting service for child porn.
Whoa.
That's kind of the conclusion
Whoa.
that folks on that side come to. I don't get it, but if it
I
helps
thought
them
we were
get
just
what they want
reporting
out
the
of life,
news,
they
though.
should
I thought
do
we
it.
were just reporting the news, weren't we? Stacker News? Were we just
I
reporting
don't think anyone just reports the news.
But I thought we were just reporting the news, though. I don't remember saying anything during that thing. I think I kept quiet during that one.
I mean, yeah, I think you tend to do a pretty good job of
Staying in my lane.
like, that's cool, interesting.
Sometimes you got to do that, man.
Yeah.
It's a hot topic.
If,
Because I don't know how it's going to play out, man.
got to end up on the right side.
Stay in the middle for now. You don't know.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. The other one was Jack Dorsey fires 4,000 employees. That one really took off. People would absolutely challenge an economic reason as such an out-of-touch take. Was that directed at me or you?
That was directed at me. We covered this last week, I think, as well.
No, it was 7 days ago. We didn't definitely cover this.
I believe it was at the end because I commented on it. But
So a lot of people agree with what I was telling you on the show last week. Or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. So, did you talk to him down here? It looks like you went into a thing.
yes, I responded to him, and I apologize.
So for the stackers that are home, that are watching this, Keyan responds to all the comments. Carr doesn't.
I don't respond to all of them, but I do respond.
Yeah, Keon's the one responding to him, not Carr.
Especially when they're like when I feel like it's maybe my fault that they're responding and feel a certain way. And I
If
feel
I-
like I might be able to help them.
If I
Understand.
respond, I'll respond with like my Thriller X one. But this Keon's gonna respond on these. It's super spicy, man. You're in the YouTube comments. It's a dangerous place to be.
It's actually okay.
Oh, wow.
It's not too bad
Wow.
in the YouTube comments.
They can't down zap you here.
It's true.
Huh? Yeah, we could probably got another 10 minutes. Where are you going?
I was going to go to the bathroom and I was going to run
Yeah, yeah.
across the street.
Yeah, I'll wait for you. All right, cool. Then we got Fountain Comments. Undisciplined said, I think the PPQ guy's argument for benefiting Bitcoin is that he pays his employees in Bitcoin, which he couldn't afford if it not for paying in poop coins, and that he offers a service that can be paid for in Bitcoin. This is from last week's episode. Keyan, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that is. I mean, it's good that he's paying his employees in Bitcoin, and I think it's good that he accepts Bitcoin. Question is whether how we. I don't want to say anything about how someone else does business. I just
Yeah.
but
It's
if
hard
that's how
out
they
there.
want to do business, they can do business that way. I was mostly speaking from my own point of view, and that I don't feel like it's a decision I would make, which is kind of like someone saying they're vegetarian. It's okay if you want to eat meat, generally go ahead and do it. But I think there is a reason to maybe not accept these other things for your services. I don't know. It's somewhat untasteful to me, and it's maybe subjective, and that is my point of view.
I mean, dude, I'm a founder. I'm an entrepreneur. I deal with the stresses that comes with that. I'm not going to tell anybody how to run their own business because it's their business. And at the end of the day, they're the ones that have to make those decisions and live and die by your decisions. I've made decisions with blah, blah, and that people disagree with. Living and dying by those decisions as we speak. But I think everybody has to do that who runs their own business. And if you don't like it, make your own business. If you hate the fact that this guy is a PPQ, make an alternative version. Show them that you can do it a different way. That's what I would say. Competition's out there, so make a PPQ, prove them wrong. But I would imagine it's too hard to do something like that. I don't know. What do you think about the technology?
What do I think about technology?
What do you think about the PPQ technology?
Well, as far as I understand, it's just wrapping a bunch of model providers with a paper query interface where you can kind of like buy a gift card for it and not dox yourself and still get access to these models, which I think is an interesting service. I think it makes sense as a service, but perhaps it's not enough of a service to survive on only limiting yourself to accepting one currency,
Which is Bitcoin.
which is Bitcoin, and that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
That maybe if you are just sort of a proxy like this, maybe you have to try to get as many customers coming through your proxy as possible, and that involves catering to shitcoiners.
Yep. The next one is, yeah, it was fun. It's funny that you bring that up because like yesterday we were doing the Pleb TV stuff, and then there was like some lady from the film festival stuff, and we're talking through it. And one of the things I realized was like she was more interested in Bitcoin once I told her that you keep 100% of those profits. Whether we have Stripe integration, but they're gonna take like 2 or 3%, whatever that thing is. And if you're selling like a film for $30, $50, whatever it costs, like that's gonna be a big thing. That's a huge. It's like $10 or $5 or $3-4. So I've come to realize that like when you explain to people, normal people, you keep 100% without any like thing taken away, people are more prone to take Bitcoin. So
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying about how they pitch merchants, because that applies to anyone accepting credit cards like in a physical store.
like if you use Square, and I love Square, we use Square, but Square takes like 2, 3, 4%, whatever that percentage is on every sell. So that sucks. Encourage people to pay in Bitcoin, right? But that's where I would say it's just like not a lot of people understand that these little small little margins in a business unit go a long way. They add up over a course of like a 12-year span or 12-month span. Anyways, yeah, I think that's such a fascinating post last week. I think that's just not talked about a lot on both sides. Like, I don't think we talk about it as Bitcoiners enough, and people like in this guy's situation talks about it enough. Do you know what I mean?
You're talking about the PPQ stuff?
Yeah, his whole post about it and why he doesn't.
Yeah, I think that's fine. But I think I think him grouping himself as like a. I think the disconnect is really that he's trying to appeal to someone like Darthcoin who's like interested in Bitcoin, and his business fundamentally doesn't revolve around Bitcoin. It revolves around AI, but he still like wants to. I guess he still wants to be part of the Bitcoin community because his company deals in Bitcoin. So where is that? But he exists in like a Bitrefill type of role where Bitcoin is just one of many types of customers he serves, and he shouldn't, especially among the maximalists, he shouldn't expect to get
No
nice
quarter.
treatment. Yeah, because he's
quarter.
explicitly out there being like, you guys aren't enough for me. Sorry. It's like imagine telling your wife or your partner that you want to date other people.
Whoa.
And being like, well, why don't you like that? I'm just, I just want to get my needs met. And
Whoa. What are you talking about? Undisciplined also had another comment. He said, Oceania is all the blankety blank, or all the poop southeast of Asia. What does that mean? I don't remember that.
it was I think it's someone came in the comments and shared a nice picture. I think it's like New Zealand and Australia and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Down there.
And then Blockchain Blue just said Zap.
That blockchain.
Cool stuff. Keyan, what are you doing this weekend?
I'm doing code review probably. And I have a
What are you
bunch of
coding,
admin.
reviewing?
Just a variety of stuff, some fixes that Sox has for the editor, Optimism Vibe vendored open timestamps. We have a really old open timestamps JavaScript library we're using, which has not been maintained. Thank you, Peter Schad. Although he didn't.
Peter
He just
Todd.
someone else wrote that library and just kind of gave up on it.
Dang. Taking shots.
Yeah.
So late in the show to take shots.
Well, everyone's checked out by now. If they haven't unsubscribed yet, we got to get them to unsubscribe. And then, yeah, stuff like that. We had someone contribute a tool, like a Bitcoin configuration and file tool.
Yeah, cool. So it sounds like you're going to be busy. Yeah.
Work continues. Yes.
Work
How about
continues.
you? What are you doing this weekend?
Oh, this weekend. So right now I got to go to the Kappa Factory. There's doing a private Tim Draper event.
Oh,
I want to ask him about the Silk Road coins if I get a chance.
You think you're gonna meet him? Is he gonna be there?
Dude, can I meet him? Come on, it's your boy. Shoot or shoot.
I imagine he's like behind like a rope of some kind, like one of those red ropes.
Let me go over there and shoot my shot. And then we got then tomorrow. Nick was saying he wants to do the Jimmy Eat Brisket thing, so probably go to that. I'll probably be here to get some work done because I haven't been able to do any work all week. It's just been like literally like every day has been like nonstop, just me yapping all day, talking about blah blah things and being on the offensive and stuff like that. It's all run into each other basically. Tomorrow I'll actually be able to look at all the work that I need to do and catch up on all sorts of. Apologize in advance to all the people that I've ignored this week on messages. It's not because I haven't looked at them, which I haven't, but I just haven't had time to stop and breathe. It's been nonstop. It's just great. This year was crazy. Crazier than last year. I don't remember being this busy. I don't remember being this busy last year. For myself personally. More busier
sense.
this year.
Did you throw a conference last year around?
Yeah, we did startup day just one day.
Oh, that's right.
This year was 2 days, so it's a little bit more intense.
That would make sense.
Yeah. But yeah, get all that stuff and then probably hang out with the guys for the Jimmy Eat Brisket party. Check that out.
Jimmy eats brisket? Is that what you
Yeah, so dude, they'll love this. Gray Ruby will love this because I know he's into like interesting bands. So there's this band called Jimmy Eat Brisket, and what they do is there he goes. So they're like a cover band, and they're actually like really good. And so me and Nick like watching them, and so we're gonna go check it out.
Look at all those millennials.
Yeah, that's just a bunch of millennials. It's awesome, dude. But they're so good, dude. Like it's just like a good time. Like singer's like really good at singing. Guitarist like has this flair. It's just a good time, man. Like see how much fun that is. Like
Yeah.
Jimmy Eat Brisket. You should come, Keyan.
I don't really like conferences.
Just come, dude. It's not a conference. It's just
Or no, I mean concerts.
It's just an outdoor. We're gonna go to an outdoor venue. There's gonna be beers flowing. We're just gonna drink and.
It's just so loud usually.
Yes,
Like,
that's the whole point.
I don't
Keyan.
like loud though.
Just put headphones on.
But then I can't talk to anyone, and then why am I
This is
there?
not the point of talking. You're screaming and singing at the same time.
I don't get it. You're like you just stand around. You can't with other people you can't talk to, and you just yell at each other. Doesn't that sound?
You're gonna go with us to Jimmy Eat Brisket tomorrow?
I'm with Keyan on this.
Oh man, you guys are
See?
such autists. Anyways, me and Nick are gonna go because Nick's like the least autist out of everybody in here. I would say.
In some ways, the most honest.
Anyways, Jimmy Eat Brisket. Yeah, we're gonna do that, and then that'd be the end of the week, and then get back to normal stuff. Yeah, I can't wait till next week. It's just gonna be all boring again, super boring. But it's been a good week.
This is spring. I mean, Austin tends to
Yeah,
get kinda
but you know
wild.
the big conference in Vegas is next month.
It's true.
Oh, I forgot to share that. Let me share that real quick. So Twitter. Let me go here and type in. I think it's. Do they do at?
No, they don't do that.
Let me see if that works. Yeah. So
Oh,
TabConf
so
is going to be doing the. Where is it at? I can't find it. So TabConf is going to be doing a BitDevs in Vegas next month. If you haven't, sign up now. It's on Event 2. And let me see if I can go to it right now. I forgot to mention this. Event 2. Right there. Boom. If you go here. Click on, where is it at? If you're going to the Vegas conference, you want to do this here. Let me go here. Gosh. How do I get to the, is it just TabConf, I think? Oh, maybe that's it. Yeah, there it goes. Cool, that worked. Events. Yeah, so TabConf's going to do Vegas event next month, April 26th. Get on here now because there's like limited seating. There's like 142, I think, spots. Sponsored by localhost, Event2, and Spiral. Just wanted to share this real quick because it's gonna be fun. Are you going to Vegas next month, Keyan?
Nope.
Cool. It's gonna be a good time. Hit RSVP. It's free. Just sign up early before it we cap. All right, Keyan.